Hello and welcome to this particular week. It's a new week, and this is the second week for the month of December. We are really narrowing down in terms of the active trading days. Like I mentioned previously, I personally trade to around 15 to 19 thereabout. That's when now we start seeing a reduction in terms of volatility. And yeah, we have some quite some few days, I think about 10 days to actively trade. And let's begin by looking at gold analysis today. And let me share my chart. I believe my chart is quite visible. So what happens, or what are we looking at in terms of gold? On Friday, we saw the price of gold pushing on the downside. Okay, we saw the price of gold pushing really quite on the downside. Let me delete all this so that we can begin marking afresh. About 1.5%. We saw gold lose about 1.5% last Friday. So it created what we are calling a bearish pin bar, which insinuates even more likelihood for some bearish sentiments. Okay, so today we have seen the price opening up and trying to push higher. Of course, it was able to reclaim right now the price. It has reclaimed the 4,200 level because we saw on Friday the price dropping to about 41.93 levels. Right. So some of the key anchors why we are looking at maybe probably potentially bullish sentiments. Of course, we are talking about a weaker dollar, and also we are looking at a weaker dollar. Of course, that's due to the dovish sentiments by the Fed. So if we have a weaker dollar, therefore what it means is that we are likely to see the prices of gold push higher. Also, we are riding on the sentiments of apart from a weaker dollar, dovish, hawkish sentiments, also we are seeing heightened geopolitical tension, especially between Russia and Ukraine. And we know the metal really tends to gain traction during these kind of moments, right? So that's basically what we are looking at, and those are the key anchors why we are looking at a potential bullish sentiment for gold. However, how things have been all traditionally, what we usually see is anytime we look at maybe probably potentially bullish prices, I mean, anytime we near maybe probably a key data like NFP, FOMC, we always tends to see traders being a bit reluctant in terms of taking positions, waiting now for the data so that they can be able to really maybe probably see how the data is going to come out and now know which direction they are going to take. And I believe these are the same sentiments that are happening here with gold, because as you can see, we have been quite a bit consolidating at this particular point, right? Price going up, so we have been seeing quite a bit of consolidation within these few days that we have seen there. And if you look at that kind of consolidation, we might be able to see now the price maybe probably giving us bullish breakout. Okay, so that's how we can have it again. So that's a bullish peanut. So we may be probably likely to see the price break above or above this level, because these are bullish pattern. Okay, so apart from that, if we now maybe probably look at the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, actually we have been seeing the price being a bit even though we have sellers, it was a bearish week, but we can see the wicks at the top and the bottom. So there is some kind of contention between buyers and sellers in this particular place. And if you look at the previous week, but one, it was really quite a bullish one, and we are able to identify a level along that particular point. That's why we have the bullish engulfing, right? So if you look at this is the daily. So on the daily time frame here, now we can be able to streamline that particular level. Maybe you can have it that way, because this was the level that also on the daily that the price was able to retest that, because you see after these QS there. So we saw the price coming back again to this level. We were looking at potentially this W pattern like that. Okay, so price breaking the neckline, coming to retest the neckline, and now we are seeing more bullish prices. And the reason why our key goal was looking at these previous all-time highs, the price taking out those liquidities along that particular point. So we are still pushing that, right? But when you look at what happened here on that was on Monday, December 1st. We saw the price come, take out the liquidities, and then we saw that push on the downside. And if you look at it now on the 4-hour time frame, so these kind of liquidity sweeps basically suggest that we might be able to see more lower prices. The reason why on the 4-hour time frame we had marked these level around this particular point like that. The price having given us these kind of sentiments here, taken out that, given us a BOS. So we were really anticipating the price to push down to these levels before we see maybe more higher prices. Okay, so if we look at this from this 4-hour time frame, we can all attest this is a very key trend, right? It's a very key trend line. All right, so this one on the 4-hour time frame. And let's see. So then yeah, we can maybe probably look at it that way, but until the price confirms here again. So for now, let's ride with yeah, that price likely to come back to these levels, because you can see this is a trend, right? This is a channel. And also the fact that the price broke below this particular point that way. So this is where our order block is, this particular level where we have this engulfing. So this is our order block level. All right, so meaning that once the price reaches to this particular point, we might be able to see some selling opportunities. And of course, you can see how it rhymes with this particular channel. So this level is a key level to look at some selling opportunities. But in case we see the price break above, then we'll be looking at a more bullish sentiment. So the big question is, are we going to see gold push up during the FOMC on Wednesday? Because on Wednesday we have the FOMC. Remember, the FOMC will come in at 10 p.m. East African time. So then 10:30 East African time will have the presser. So the presser can either be dovish or hawkish, or maybe probably can carry mixed sentiment. So that's what really actually pushes the prices. And the reason why you don't want to miss this kind of conferences, especially from the FOMC, because we want to learn, or we want to understand the tone of the Fed, so that now we can be able to project where the prices are likely to push next, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, there is a potential of price pushing to these levels, but of course what we'll be looking at is this liquidity zone. All right, first of all, that liquidity zone, because we saw this other one that was taken on Friday, and then we saw the drop. So this liquidity here, the 4-hour liquidity, this one was taken on Friday, and from there we saw the drop. So if you look at it now, we have the lower liquidity, we have this level as well, which is on the downside, that is the lower liquidity zone. So meaning that in case the price is going to come to this level, therefore we are going to watch this zone, which is quite a key level as well. It was an engulfing which was tested, but still we have the liquidity resting around that particular level. So once we see this level being broken, therefore we will be looking at even more bearish sentiments here for prices, right? So that's what we can look at there on the 4-hour time frame. On the daily time frame, I mean, on the 1-hour time frame, we can be able to have something like that. So this is a level, it has been tested once, twice. So in case the price comes here and we see another rejection, then we'll be talking about this level being more of a support level. In case you're going to see a break above, then we'll be talking about maybe a potentially in case you are going to see the price break below, therefore we'll be looking at a continuation of the sales, maybe to around 4,000 levels, all right, to about maybe these 4,063 levels thereabout. Okay, so we can fine tune it that way. So that's the sentiments that I'm looking at. So if you come on the 1 hour time frame, I mean on the 15 minutes time frame, so what we are seeing right now is some more of consolidations here. So the price has really stagnated on this particular level. Okay, so remember this is a breaker block, which this breaker block, a bearish breaker block. So once the price were able to break below that, there was a retest and the price pushed on the downside. So the price has come again to retest that particular level, and you are seeing price really being undermined, whether to break above. All right, we are seeing some rejection. So what I'll be looking at during the New York session is how the price will behave. So the first scenario, we might see a break above, then a retest, and then now we look for buying opportunities all the way to around these particular levels. So within this bigger level, I think I can have a smaller level on that. That is where we have the engulfing on the 15 minutes time frame. So that is once we see the break above that. In case you are going to see rejection of prices, all right, so the moment we see rejection of prices here, it means that we are likely to see the price come to this level. Before now, we see some potentially buying opportunity. So how should I align myself? So if the price is going to push on the downside, I will really not engage in sales at the moment. I would rather wait for the price to come to this level so that I can look at some buying opportunities, right? So that I can be able to look at some buying opportunities. I think yesterday during today during the morning analysis session, we were able to identify some key levels here that gave us some entries on Friday. This was a good entry, about 200 pips, a buy around this particular point. I was also able to showcase the other buying opportunities during on Friday, which I was able to take. So for now, either the price to come here, then I look for some buying opportunities, all the price to break above, then I'll look for some buying opportunities, and that I'll be targeting this level. It's an order block, it's a bearish engulfing, as well as looking at the price, feeling these in balance here. All right, so that's the sentiments that I'll be looking at here. So of course we might see the price push slightly down to take out these liquidities before we see a push on the upper direction. So let's monitor and see how the prices are going to unfold during the the New York session. So a quick overview of the dollar index. We are still seeing the dollar index being pressured slightly. And like I mentioned, that is due to the hawkish sentiments by the Fed. So we have been seeing quite a weaker dollar. So we have been anticipating the dollar index coming to these levels. If you look at the weekly time frame, it has been the last 2 weeks have been quite bearish. On the daily time frame, we were looking at the price taking out these liquidities here, which might give us a retracement. I think let's on the 4 time frame. We were looking at, in case the price retraces, maybe probably to some levels here before we see the continuation of the downside, right? So still riding on the same sentiments, we see how the price is going to react, whether we are going to see the price break below this level, or maybe probably we are going to see a rejection from this level pushing the prices higher. So we are still looking at a bearish sentiment for the dollar index, and like I said, that is basically anchored by the dovish sentiments for the Fed. So that's why we are seeing a softer USD. So the moment this level is broken, therefore we'll be talking about the price now pushing down again to about 97.68 levels thereabout. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. So today being on a Monday, again, I'll still emphasize, let's be cautious in terms of how we approach the price. So let's not really be such like aggressive. We just wait and see what the price is likely to do, the trajectory that the price is likely to give us, so that now you can be able, even if it's tomorrow, at least we are in a position whereby we can start aligning ourselves accordingly, right? So if you look at this level, I think this is a level that we were looking at today morning, and you saw the price came to that level, crossed above that particular point, and it gave some quite a buying opportunities here. You see this move about more than 100 pips depending on where you took the trade from, right? So it was quite a key level, and you can still see how the price is struggling around this particular zone. All right, but for now this one is really quite done with. So let's just monitor those other levels that have been able to mark, and you see how the price is going to give us. So these are the levels, basically what you have been able to mark, and we see how the price is going to behave. So approach the price cautiously, being a Monday, and even if maybe probably there'll be no trading opportunities today, we still have tomorrow, and tomorrow we can be able to as well get maybe some trading opportunities. So don't force trades. Make sure you are taking a plus setup, and I believe all will be well, right? So thank you so much, and have yourself some wonderful time. Remember to stay disciplined, meaning that you're following your trading plan. Remember to stay focused, right? Remember to stay focused, and also to trade with purpose.